What's up, EV Clan? Alex Espion here, and welcome back to the next episode of my Kirby Squeak Squad playthrough here. And we are taking on level 7, the Secret Sea. Very secretive. I don't know what's so secretive about it. It's very secretive, apparently. In the last episode, we kicked Roach's butt, kicked some more Squeak's butt. Squeak's butt. We kicked their collective butt. They all share one butt. No. I drowned, apparently. I'm about to drown. Help me. I'm drowning. I'm drowning. I can't get on the plane. I guess I'm just... Okay. I was gonna say, I guess I'm just destined to die. But no, I had to just spit out the ability. That was as simple as it got. I did not want to sacrifice my ability, but if it means... If I need to sacrifice my ability in order to not sacrifice my life, I guess I'll do it. I guess lives cost more than abilities. I guess I can just swallow any random enemy, and I will get an ability, but I can't swallow any random enemy and get a life. So therefore, lives cost more than abilities. Unfortunately, I have to sacrifice myself. I have to sacrifice my ability in order to avoid sacrificing myself, even. Which I guess is fine, because lives are worth more. Anyway, if you missed the last episode, we found out the secret about mice and rats, that they're actually aliens. I'm not talking about the game, I'm talking about in real life. In case you're unaware, mice and rats are actually not animals from Earth. They are actually aliens, and they've come here to steal cows. They've come here to abduct cows so that they can get milk, so that they can make cheese, because mice and rats love cheese. At least that's what Sakurai has been trying to tell us for years. I've deciphered his hidden message, and the aliens will be coming for me any day now. But in terms of the game, what we did in the last episode was, we did not realize how to open the switch, apparently. How to keep the switch open. Get through the door, get through the door! Okay, I don't think I have what I need to get through that door in time. So if you missed the last episode, we did all that stuff. we came to that stupid conclusion, through, a lot of stupid reasoning. And, we also, in terms of the game, which is probably what you care about significantly more than my dumb conspiracy theories, what we did is we went through the ice world, and we, beat up the Squeaks. And then, after we were done beating up the Squeaks, the Roach was like, I'm gonna kill you now. And so, he came in to do that, and he didn't. He failed. He got wrecked. He was actually easier to take down than his Squeaks. His Squeaks were giving me some, like, legitimate trouble. DeRoach, as soon as I got Tornado, it was all over. Tornado's just busted in this game. My gosh, is Tornado busted. Like, I don't know about in future games. Not really. He doesn't have, you don't have the ability to just, like, fly around the screen, damaging everything in future games. In future games, I feel like you just sort of stick to the ground. At least that's what I'm going off of Kirby Forgotten Land. In Kirby and the At least I'm going off of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. That's what happens in Kirby Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm talking too fast, guys. That's what happens in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, is that you stick to the ground with the tornado, unless you, like, legitimately go off the side, in which case you stick to where you were on the ground. You stick to, like, the level of the ground. Like, even though the ground is no longer there, you still stick to where you were. You still stick to being, like, at the same point in the air as you were on the ground, and, I don't know what to do about this guy who just went into this door. Okay, I burn this cloud, and I go through, and through the power of science, get rid of the cloud by burning it. Through the power of science, as we established in a previous episode, I fail to be able to understand. I just go through the cloud, and I get into his castle here, and he's all angry, but that's okay, because I'm just going to continue burning him. You will not survive. I don't care how angry you are. Oh, your invincibility frames? Oh, you got invincibility frames because you're laying on the ground and you're dying? Well, guess what? You're gonna die some more. Your invincibility frames will not save you. You are only delaying the inevitable. And this guy over here is honestly probably gonna put up more of a fight than you are. Just kidding, he's dead too. Okay, this guy, though. This guy's got a big bomb. This bomb has some range on it. Look at this bomb. Look at the range on that bomb. Look at that. Look at that explosion. That is a big bomb that makes a big explosion. We're gonna go through here. And, we just got a big chest. Is this level just over? This level's just over. That was a quick level. That was, less than 5 minutes. I mean, I suppose levels in this game do tend to be pretty short. Not like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, where it's, like, just large levels in that game. Robobot has, like, really large levels. I feel like Robobot has the largest levels, on average, in Kirby. I don't know why. I guess you could just, like, cover a lot of ground very quickly with the Robobot suit. That's probably it. Kirby Triple Deluxe probably also has pretty long levels. I feel like I remember it having pretty long levels. I've never played Kirby Triple Deluxe, but from what I've seen, I feel like it has pretty long levels, if I remember correctly. But, like, Robobot makes sense because, like, you just storm through everything with the Robobot suit. The levels have to be long because, like, none of the enemies pose any threat to you, so they gotta, like, overwhelm you with a lot of them in order to do, like, any damage to you whatsoever, because, like, if there's not a lot of them, like, any single enemy gets absolutely destroyed by the Robobot suit, so they need a lot of enemies, and in order to have a lot of enemies, they need a lot of room for enemies, which means that the levels need to be big, so that they can fit a lot of enemies in there. And it's not just all cramped, and all the enemies are going, ah! We can't freaking breathe! There's no room! So they need the enemies to be able to breathe, and they need a lot of enemies. And so the combination of those two things that they need, leads to them having big levels. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. So we're just gonna go up here, over that fire, be very careful of it, because while I have fire on my head, and that's not hurting me, apparently that fire down there damages me. I mean, I don't think I went into it yet. Maybe I did. Maybe I burned myself earlier and I don't even remember. But I don't think I went into that fire yet. Perhaps it doesn't hurt me. Perhaps I'm just being a big baby, and I'm complaining about something that doesn't hurt me. Maybe it's perfectly fine, and I'm just the big baby who's afraid of burning himself. When in reality, that's not something that's going to happen at all. But I don't want to test it, just in case I do burn myself, by testing it. So I gotta go down here, avoid the fire, because like I said, it could hurt me. Not entirely sure that it will, but I don't want to test it. Go very precise. It probably will hurt me. I'm not expecting game design at the level of if you have fire ability, the fire won't hurt you. And frankly, this game is so easy that we don't need that. We don't need that easy game design because this game is so easy already. I say that, but I die so much when the boss fights come. Most of this game is easy. I wouldn't even say that, honestly. Maybe that's overselling it. Maybe even that's overselling it. Because I have gotten game overs, I think, on things that aren't bosses. And if I haven't, then I've probably gotten close. In the last episode, it was the last episode I've recorded. It was the first episode the last episode was the first episode. The last episode was the first episode that I recorded in a while. So, forgive me if I don't remember the rest of this game. Is he still, like, dying? Okay. It sounded like I was burning something, but I was starting to think, because he was taking so long to die, that maybe that's just the sound of my fire. Maybe that's not me burning anything. Maybe that's not what the sound is. Maybe that's just burning in general. It sounds like I'm burning a corpse, but I could just be burning. It could just be fire in general. Maybe there's no corpse involved. Maybe that's just the sound of fire burning. As it turns out, that was the sound of a corpse burning. I was not, in fact, breathing fire on nothing. I was breathing fire on a corpse, and it was burning. I thought he was dead. I thought his corpse had been sufficiently desecrated, but as it turned out, I needed to burn him some more. So I did that. His body will not be found. There is nothing to bury. And, his body will not be found because there is no body, because I burned it all. And I don't really know why I did that. I mean, he probably needed to, like, his body probably needed to explode, or get burned, or something, before I could leave, right? That's usually how Kirby is. You need to kill the boss before, like, the door to exit appears, or, like, the star to exit appears, or, like, whatever you need to exit appears. And, I don't have enough room in my inventory for this chest, so if I don't do anything, he's probably just gonna pick it right back up. So I better kill him so that he does not do that, because I don't have time to unfill my inventory. There's definitely a word that's better for describing that than unfill. Let's go with, hat. That's not what the name of the ability is. It's called magic, but, I forgot the magic part, so I just called it hat. Let's go with hat ability. It's just Cappy from Super Mario Odyssey. Just put on Cappy, and I'm like, God, I hate Super Mario Odyssey. Why? Did it say Kirby's a ghost? I was, like, only half reading that. What did it say? What was that? What did I just get? I just got, freaking Kirby's, whatever they're gonna read at his funeral. That's what I got. That's my headcanon. I just got whatever, I don't know what it's called, like the thing that you read at a person's funeral. I'm sure there's a word for that. I'm sure that people aren't like, hey, I prepared the thing to read at the person's funeral. I prepared the thing to read at Joe's funeral. I feel like that's too many words. I feel like there's definitely one word to describe what I just described. But I don't know what it is. So I'm just gonna say the thing to read at Kirby's funeral. And I'm going to kill these guys with the power of birds! This isn't magic ability. This isn't even hat ability. This is actually just bird ability. It's not wing ability. That's close. But actually what this is bird ability. We're not weaponizing wings. We're weaponizing the entire bird. Wing ability is the name of the ability, right? It's not just called bird. Whatever ability Birdon has. Birdon has bird in his name, so that would imply that it's the bird ability. But birds also have wings, so maybe that's why he has bird in his name. It could be something that is not... It could be, like, more vague. It could be more vague than just, like, he's Birdon and he has bird ability. Or it could be, like, pretty reasonably vague. I shouldn't say vague. It's not really vague. It's like, how simple do they want it to be for the children so that they can understand? Like, how dumb do they think American children are that Nintendo's localization team for America was like, we name it Birdon? Because if they think American children are absolutely stupid, which, fair. A lot of American adults are stupid, so I understand why one might think that. If they think American children are stupid, then, they might have just named the guy with the bird ability Birdon. But maybe they don't think that American children are as stupid as I think American adults are. I'm not calling children stupid. No, that's too far. That's too far for me to go. I'm not gonna insult America's youth here. I'm going to insult the middle-aged men who are sitting on their couches in America right now, being absolute consumers. It's okay, I'm a consumer too. Yeah, the youth, they got some time. America's youth has some time before I start insulting them. Right now, I'm focusing on the adults because I know they can take it. But, just know that the American youth isn't safe forever. They're only safe for as long as they're youth. Then, I will start insulting them too. But, anyway, we're gonna deal with these glunks down here. Glunk is such a funny name. Have I ever talked about that? Glunk is a funny name. Glunk is so funny. Like, you named an enemy Glunk. What is this guy? Who is that guy? Who is that swordfish guy? He's awesome. I've never seen him in another Kirby game. Why didn't he come back? I understand why the Pelican Ice guys didn't come back, because everyone loves Chili, and Pelican Ice guys are annoying as heck. I can't get this ability back, so I don't know why it's not despawned yet. Frankly, I think it should despawn quicker, so that it's not rubbing in your face as much that you can't get it. Because the fact that it's just, like, sticking around, it's, like, there, but you can't get it, it's torturous. Like, why doesn't it just fade away already? Like, I can't get you. Why are you torturing me by continuing to exist? It's annoying. I hate it. Stop. Please just disappear. I can't handle the sight of you anymore if I have to continue to not be able to get you. It's terrible. I despise the sight of you if I have to continue not to get you. If I continue to be unable to get this ability, I do not want to see this ability any longer than I need to. What is the point of making me look at the ability for so long if there's no hope of me getting it back? Like, just make it despawn already. Does this kill me? I can't actually go down there, so I guess I'll never know. Likely it would, though. Because I'm sure there are pits somewhere else in this room that would kill me if I fell down them. And it would probably be easier to code all the pits, and so therefore it would probably be easier to keep that code constant and have all the pits kill you, rather than just that one, and then code all the other pits to not kill you. Especially if they're never going to go down there, I don't see why they would need to code the pits to not kill you. I feel like it would just be easier if one pit is coded to kill you, to code all the other pits to kill you, because what difference does it make if, you're never going to reach those pits anyway? Like, those could be pits to somewhere. Those could be not just, like, endless pits. Those could kill you. They could be pits to somewhere. But if they're pits to somewhere, then it doesn't matter, because, you're never going to get down them anyway. they're effectively pits to nowhere. If they're pits to somewhere, they're effectively pits to nowhere. Because, oh my gosh, I need the little Kirbys. I need mini Kirbys, mini Kirbys, mini Kirbys, mini Kirbys. Let me, get rid of something. Get rid of something. Kirby, get rid of something. Oh my gosh, I clicked on the wrong thing. And get the mini Kirby. Thank you. And I will take this, I will combine this with this, and then, fusion ha! And, there we go. We got a Kirby life. And, we got a little battleship here. I shouldn't say little, it's a pretty big battleship. And we're gonna go inside, and less water, yes! Nobody likes water levels in video games. Dang it, I can't reach him. Just barely can't get him. Right, take a little step to the side, nope. Okay, I'll move forward. I'll move into the danger zone. You leave me no choice. I'll move into the danger zone. I was just out of reach of him. He could not reach me from where I was, but I could not reach him. My spacing was almost perfect. Unfortunately, this game would not allow for such perfect spacing. Unfortunately, I couldn't hit him, and he couldn't hit me. However, those spikes apparently can hit me. Saw that coming. And yet somehow still couldn't avoid it, because I'm that stupid. Up this ladder. And to these blocks that we cannot break. I imagine that bomb would break them. Don't know how to reach that bomb. But, there's probably some way that you can. Otherwise, why would that bomb be there? So, maybe I'll go up and around, and then I'll come back down. Be able to go up, and then down and around, and then I'll somehow get to it. I can't get to this, unless I have to, like, jump through the platform downwards or something. No, it's not one of those games. Some games you have to, like, press the jump button to go while pushing down to go down a platform, to go through a platform. And that's kind of stupid, because, like, the jump button makes you jump, and you're going down. Like, it's the opposite of jumping. You should be using the opposite of the jump button to go down through the platform. Don't ask me what the opposite of the jump button is. But whatever it is, that's what you should be using to go down through the platform. Oh my gosh, where is my ability? Give it back, give it back, give it back. I don't know who has it. Nobody has it. And yet I'm still telling somebody to give it back. I don't know how anybody's gonna give it back if nobody has it. My logic doesn't make sense. However, yet I am still telling people to give it back. I am still telling people to give it back, despite the fact that no one actually has it. Oh, that was a very lucky guess. Wow. I'd imagine all those doors led to not the right place. Except for that one. I'd imagine it was one of those, like, stupid pick-a-door segments that nobody likes in video games. Like, pick a door, or pick a pipe, or pick something that takes you somewhere, and you're wrong. One of those. We are flying through this world. Either this is a really short world, or I'm getting really good at this game. I think this is a really short world. I also don't know what's up with my recording software. But, it currently says that the, frick. Well, I can press this button. Not like it's gonna help me. Maybe if I wasn't metal, I could have gotten there in time to get it. But I will never know. Can we get rid of this? I hate this ability. Gosh, I hate this ability. So glad it never came back. I hate to say that about old Kirby abilities. Like, I'm so glad this never came back. But I'm so glad Metal ability never came back. Because it's like Metal Mario, but if Metal Mario was so much more annoying. Like, it's like Metal Mario, but if you couldn't jump at all, and it made you, like, 10 times slower. Because, like, allowing me to not, like, yes, I get it, I can still fly, but I fly so slowly. I effectively can't fly. Like, Kirby's ability to fly is, I shouldn't say just as important as Mario's ability to jump, because if Mario couldn't jump, he could get nowhere. It's a platformer, you need to be able to jump. And meanwhile, Kirby can get a lot of places without flying. But it feels like it's just as important, you know? It feels like Kirby needs flying just as much as Mario needs jumping, even though Mario could get literally nowhere without, I was gonna say flying, without jumping, and Kirby could get, like, basically anywhere without flying. Like, flying in Kirby is not as useful as you think it would be, just because, like, everywhere, you could reach pretty much anywhere with just jumping anyway. Anyway, give me an ability that's not metal. Thank you. Imagine like he just gave me metal. Somehow he just gave me metal. Like in this one specific level, Box Boxer gives you metal for some reason. seconds. Dang it! So these guys, I don't think give you burning, because in the last episode, I was wondering about that. And I probably, earlier in the series, already identified they didn't give you burning. But I forgot about it, because as I said, last episode was the first episode in a while. Last episode was the first episode is a funny way to start a sentence. But it's true. It is actually contributing to a true statement. And I'm going to grab this chest, because I have nothing in my inventory so far. So it's not like I'm taking up any inventory space. My inventory is free of all things. There is nothing in there that can prevent me from getting the chest, so I just get the chest, and I just get the chest, and I leave, and I'm out, and I'm done, and I just beat 7-5. That's the level we're on. I was gonna say I just beat World 5. That's not true. That wasn't even 7-5. I'm wrong on all accounts. Sorry, I can go to 7-5. That wasn't 7-5. That was 7-EX. Now, we deal with the big wheel, the wheel guy, who isn't moving. This wheel is broken. What is up with this wheel? Ooh, fighting. Fighting. Or wheel. What do I want? Oh my gosh, fighting runs so cool. Hold on, he made a cool noise when he ran. Why is he not making the cool noise anymore? Never mind. I thought I heard him make a cool noise, but then he didn't make the cool noise, so now I'm just getting rid of fighting. I don't know why he made a cool noise, and then he didn't make a cool noise, but here we are. Oh my gosh, I'm on fire. This is so sick. Sonic wishes. Sonic wishes he could just, like, spin dash through fire, and then he's freaking on fire. But Sonic can't, because Sonic's not that good. What was that level? I'll tell you what that level was. Garbage. Hot garbage. I don't mean to, like, critique Sakurai's game design, but, hot garbage. No. I'm down for a short level every once in a while. I'm just kidding, Sakurai. Masahiro Sakurai, if you're watching this, first of all, love Smash Ultimate. Second, nothing wrong with that level. Great level. I love the part when it was over, because that was most of the level. But for real, honestly, good game design this level so far. Okay, here's Meta Knight. Wasn't expecting to fight Meta Knight in this game, but I guess, like, it's a Kirby game, so here we are. I mean, I guess I'm just kind of stupid for not expecting to fight Meta Knight, because we always fight Meta Knight. Top 10 things that always happen in a Kirby game. King Dedede eats something. King Dedede does something stupid. King Dedede abuses a Waddle Dee. Most of these have to do with King Dedede. But, one of them is, Meta Knight is in it. Yeah. It's King Dedede, all the constants in Kirby are like King Dedede doing this, King Dedede doing that. Meta Knight exists. So now we have 2 beam attacks and 2 swords. Which is, to be honest, 1 more sword and 1 more beam attack than I thought I'd have. 2 more abilities in total than I thought I would have. What is that? Why can you do that? I mean, I guess you could do that in most games, but, like, it looks so cool in this game. Like, that was not a normal tornado. That was not your normal, average, everyday run-of-the-mill tornado. That was, like, a super cool tornado. And why are you so much stronger than DeRoche? Why is DeRoche the villain in this game? Why do you have another tornado? Normally, you wait till, like, the last phase of your fight to bring those out. Why do you have to... Oh my gosh, why do you have fire? That's not an ability you usually have. I know it's so cool in this game. I thought DeRoche was the coolest design. No, I mean, yes, but, like... In terms of, like, not just design, in terms of, like, coolest design, yes, like, physical design, DeRoche is coolest, but, like, Meta Knight, they made so cool in this game. Like, Meta Knight in terms of, like, attacks, like, boss fight, in terms of, like, the boss fight design, oh my gosh. And look at this background, what is going on in the background? Why does he have fire? I have so many questions. Why does he have lightning? He had lightning, too, I just didn't bring it up because I was too busy talking about how cool he was. Too busy talking about how... I was too busy talking about how cool he was to acknowledge how cool he was. That's how cool he is! But, I need to get to the side of that stage in order to avoid that tornado. It goes all the way across, except not actually all the way across, which is good, because if it went all the way across, then I just would die. Very convenient for me that it stops at that exact point. It stops right before it goes all the way across. Because, if it didn't, I would just be dead, like I am now. So, I mean, I could have avoided that, because it doesn't go all the way across. However, I didn't because I'm bad at this video game. So, beam attack and sword attack. Doesn't have the same ring to it. Get in here. Forgot to equip the ability. I'm going with a beam attack. And, we're just gonna rock out with it. Because I feel like using a sword against a guy with a sword is a bad idea. Especially when he's a knight. And I'm a pink puffball. He probably has more experience using a sword. I say that, but sword is in a lot of Kirby games. And you get it pretty early in each. So Kirby probably has a lot of experience using a sword. But I don't think he has as much experience using a sword as Meta Knight. I feel like Meta Knight was just born with the blade. I feel like Kirby had to, like, grow up a little bit before he started eating swords. He wasn't, like, eating those as baby food or anything. What did Kirby eat as a baby? Was Kirby ever a baby? I mean, I guess Kirby was, like, a baby. Like, obviously. But, like, what? Was Kirby any different as a baby? Like, has he grown? Because he's pretty small right now. He's pretty tiny right now. Pretty small boy. So, like, has he grown since being a baby? He definitely hasn't, like, gone through puberty since being a baby. He definitely his voice is not mature. Because his voice is very, like, not mature. He most certainly does not have the voice of someone who's gone through puberty. I refuse to believe that Kirby has gone through puberty. Or maybe he just, like, puberty's just different for aliens. Maybe aliens just don't, their voices just don't mature. Maybe Meta Knight was born with, like, a cool, ominous voice. And they were just like, hey, baby Meta Knight, how's it going? And he's like, very badly. Maybe he was just born sounding like Dracula. Maybe he was just born that way. I don't know. I'm not familiar with baby Meta Knight. That's something that Kirby should do. Like, babies. Baby game. I mean, the game is already a bit... All Kirby games are already baby games in difficulty. So, why not make an actual baby game about Kirby? I'm gonna go with the sword this time. I didn't think sword would work out, but I haven't tried it out yet. Beam attack has not been working out. So maybe it's just, like, much easier with the sword. Maybe I'm overcomplicating this. Maybe I am actually being like, okay, sword isn't gonna work, when in actuality, sword is, like, the only thing that works. I will say, I was not expecting Meta Knight to be this hard in this game. They made him tricky. He was very tricky in Kirby's Adventure? That's the one where they introduced copy abilities, I think? Did they have copy abilities in the first game? I don't know. I don't think they did. Kirby Dream Land did not have copy abilities, right? Like, I feel like that's something that I've heard people say. I've never played Kirby Dream Land. But I feel like I do recall people saying that there was a main series Kirby game without copy abilities in it. Like, I know Blowout Blast doesn't have copy abilities, but I'm sure I remember them saying a main series Kirby game did not have copy abilities, and I remember it being an old one, which makes sense. And because, like, why would a newer one have no copy abilities? Like, I guess they just didn't have in Kirby Dream Land. I guess if it didn't have copy abilities, which I'm sure it didn't. I'm fairly sure it didn't. I'm like 90% sure it didn't. 90% sure that that's the one that didn't, because it would make sense that the first one didn't. Out of all the things that, like, out of all the Kirby games that, like, possibly could not have had one, I would say that it is the most logical that, well, I shouldn't say could not have had one, because, like, it's definitely more than one copy ability. If there is copy abilities in the game, there's no Kirby game with more than one copy ability. But what am I even talking about? What was I even just talking about? I just went off on a tangent and lost myself, lost what I was saying. I do that a lot. What was I talking about? I was talking about Kirby's Adventure and something about that. Something to that extent. Something to the extent of, something to the effect of Kirby's Adventure, and not the extent of, to the effect of Kirby's Adventure, and how, not Kirby's Adventure, Kirby Dream Land, and how it does not have abilities. I'm fairly sure, because it is an old game, and I feel like the first game would be the one that didn't have copy abilities if there was any main series Kirby game that didn't have copy abilities, because I get that, like, Blowout Blast, the gimmick was that it was, like, all about inhaling and exhaling. That's weird. Saying, like, I've never heard someone say exhaling. Like, you inhale something, and then you inhale a star, and then you shoot it back out. No one's ever called that exhaling, I feel. Maybe there's some, like, lesser-known Kirby YouTuber that calls it exhaling, but I feel like no one calls it exhaling. It's definitely not called exhaling. Does it say what it's called? Here? Is there like a name for it? I know in newer Kirby games you pause and it gives you like a name for all your abilities. It's just telling me cutter. Not cutter. Frick. It's telling me sword. I saw the word cut in big letters and I was like, this is cutter ability. It was not. I'm incorrect. Does this always stop at the same place? Yes, it does. So it doesn't matter where on the battlefield he is, it will always stop right before it reaches the end. So I'm able to dodge it regardless of what side of the battlefield I'm on when he uses it. And where he is. But I've died to Benedict again. I don't think this is as hard as it was in what is it, Kirby's Adventure. You would think that Kirby's Adventure would be first. I've always thought that Kirby's Adventure was first. I always remember Kirby's Adventure being first. Like, it confuses me that Kirby's Adventure is not. Because you think that, like, it's like Mario. You know, it's like most other franchises, too. Where it's like, oh yeah, here's our franchise, and here's the name of it, and here are numbers. And the numbered games go in order, and there's not a main series game in between them. But, like, it's just like, main series Mario games are like Super Mario Bros. Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, which is also Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. 3. And, meanwhile, Kirby's like, so it's like Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3. Or, to make it less complicated, Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3. Which makes sense. It's the games, in order, numbered, in number order, makes sense. 2 comes after 1. 1 comes after 2. 2 comes after 1. 3 comes after 2. So therefore, it makes sense that it would be numbered, and in that order. And there wouldn't be games in between the numbers. But Kirby is like Kirby's Dream Land, Kirby's Adventure, Kirby's Dream Land 2, Kirby's Dream Land 3. Like, you'd think that all the Kirby's Dream Land games would be in a row. You wouldn't think that they, like, take a break from that naming scheme to name it something else. Because that kind of just, like, destroys your marketing. You know? I feel like that destroys your marketing. Because it's like, you have Kirby's Dream Land. People are like, wow, it's Kirby's Dream Land. And this is a game that I play, and it's really cool, and stuff. And it's 20 minutes long. But you have Kirby's Dream Land, and you're like, wow, what a cool game. That's awesome. And then they're like, Kirby's Adventure. And then you're like, what is that? And then they're like, Kirby's Dream Land 2. And you're like, oh my gosh, the long-awaited sequel. Like, I feel like naming it something different than the first, something like that is very different from the first one, is weird. When you're trying to establish a franchise, I feel like naming the second game in the series something that is wildly different from the first one is a bad idea. Like, I feel like Kirby's branding is so centered around, like, dreams, and it being a land of dreams. Like, even in the early days, even when it was, like, first getting started, the series, I feel like it was the game was so branded around, like, dreams and stuff, because it was, like, Nightmare was in the first game, right? Nightmare was the final boss? I don't know. I'm fairly sure it is. Nightmare Wizard? Makes sense that it's Dreamland and Nightmare Wizard. Anyway, as I was saying, assuming that Nightmare is the final boss of Kirby's Dream Land, that adds to, like, the dream, that adds to, like, the dream branding of it. And I feel like if you're gonna establish that branding of, like, Kirby is related to a land of dreams, and it's Dreamland, and, like, Kirby and dreams, and Nightmare, and, like, he's the dream guy, and it's all, like, dream-themed, and that's why there's a final boss called Nightmare. Like, I feel like if you're gonna set up that branding, it's unwise to change it the very next game. Because then people think it's something different, I guess. Like, I feel like it's separating it too much from the first game just by the title. Like, I feel like if you want to differentiate with titles later on in a series, like, that's fine, but if you're doing it, like, as you're trying to establish what the series is, you shouldn't be. If you're doing it, then don't. If you're doing it, then you shouldn't be doing it. It's effectively what I just said. But, like, I stand by it. I think that putting Kirby's Adventure in between Kirby Dream Land 1 and Kirby Dream Land 2 was unwise. I think that it should have been Kirby Dream Land 2, Kirby Dream Land 3, or Kirby's Adventure, and then Kirby's Adventure, or just start with Kirby's Adventure, because Adventure is a nice way to name things that you don't know about. Like, think about how many... It's a nice way to name well-established, not very well-established video games. Like, think about how many video games have adventure in the title. It's like someone's adventure. A lot of them. So, like, if your video game series hasn't been established yet, I think it's wise to start with a title that's adventure. So that's why I sometimes think that, like, Kirby's Adventure is the first one. Because, like, adventure, like, someone's adventure is such a simple naming scheme for a game. You'd think that, like, if the series wasn't really established yet, that's what they would go with. And you'd think that Kirby's Adventure would not come in between the Kirby Dream Land games, because you'd think that would be, like, the series that they are starting off the like, overarching series with. It's like Kirby starts off with Kirby's Dream Land, and then branches off into other things. But it doesn't. It actually started with Kirby's Dream Land. Well, I shouldn't say it doesn't start off with Kirby's Dream Land and branch off into other things. It does. I meant it doesn't start with the Kirby's Dream Land series and then branch off into other things. You'd think it would start with the Kirby's Dream Land series, and then it's like, this is a taste of the overarching series, and then would branch off into other things. But instead, it's like, this is Kirby's Dream Land. And then they're like, right, I got that. I've identified what the Kirby series is and what it's about. And then they're like, this is Kirby's Adventure. And they're like, what the heck is that? What does that mean? Is that the same as Kirby's Dream Land? Is this the same series? Is this a different series? Like, change up the name when you've established the series. If you want to creatively name your games later in the series, fine. I think that doing it early in the series is not the best move, because you are already confusing people about what they should expect from the series. If you stick with the Dreamland theming, you are, like, you are giving people a solid basis on which they can judge the entire rest of the series, like what it's going to be about. But if you put Kirby's Adventure in between Kirby Dream Land and Kirby Dream Land 2 and Kirby Dream Land 3, then you're confusing people, because they're like, is this a series about dreams and stuff, or is this a series about an adventure? Anyway, boss battle badge. We beat Meta Knight. Meta Knight has been defeated. I noticed. I did it, actually. It was awesome. It only took, like, 15,000 tries. The chest holding the strawberry shortcake is at hand. Kirby approaches the chest to rescue his delicious snack. And DeRoach comes in because we haven't had enough of this guy yet. It's the Squeaks. They followed Kirby. And now they're stealing the treasure chest. And he's running away really slowly. He's not even running, he's just kind of flying. He's flying very slowly. I've never seen someone fly so slowly. Is he flying or is he jumping, like, really slowly? Without hesitation, the Squeaks open the chest. Except there's so much hesitation that he's still not off the screen. It's crazy. Oh, Kirby's cake. He's still not opening the chest. There's no way he's opening the chest in the air. You have to land before opening the chest. How do you open the chest in the air? How do you open the chest while jumping? Wow, he opened the chest while jumping. But there's no cake in the chest. Only a dark, eerie cloud of smoke. Is it nightmare? Nightmare, guys? Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. The smoke envelopes the Squeaks and disappears into space. How awful. At this rate, the strawberry shortcake will be lost forever. Are we still talking about the strawberry shortcake? Gosh, Kirby. One-track mind. Kirby must find the cake and solve the mystery of the creepy smoke. It's Nightmare. It's definitely Nightmare. And so, he departs for the stars. Oh my gosh, did y'all hear my voice crack when I was going, Nightmare? 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 Oh, it cracked again. Oh my gosh, that's dreadful. Yeah, my voice is not liking it. I have been recording for way too long. That's a sign that I've been recording for way too long. Is that my voice just cracked like heck. That was bad. So anyway, onward we go to Gamble Galaxy. Now that's my kind of world. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, Eevee Clan. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And, what else is my outro? Anything else? Is there anything else I need to say? No? I don't think there's anything else to say. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Alex Espion signing off. This is Alex Espion. signing off. That's the outro. I need to rest my voice. Bye, guys.